When people ask me, they say, you know what, Coach Brandon, who do you think you are? And I say, you know what? I'm going to be the Black Walt Disney.
Race, give me the bass. I beat the case, so give me them 808s. I'm surfing on the vibe, we feeling so alive. Headed to the top, I'm in overdrive. Race, give me the bass. I beat the case, so give me them 808s.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Selling Sales Show, presented by your man, What a Plan, 100 Grand, Coach Brandon. Sometimes I know I flip-flop those, don't mind me. But I'm in here for another episode of the Selling Sales Show where you're going to learn, you're going to be educated, you're going to be enlightened. You might be slightly entertained, but I am going to push you to excellence, and I'm going to push you to the excellence I know you deserve, and I know what you're looking for. And you're looking for some answers. You're looking for some problems to solve. You're looking for some solutions. You're looking for all of that, and I'm going to give it to you. But what I want to tell you is it starts up here. It starts by what you think. Why is that important? I truly believe thoughts are power. What you think influences what you say, and then when you say certain things, it influences how you behave. Everything starts up here. Any prime athlete will tell you that it's more of a mental game than it is a physical one. You can have all the physical gifts in the world, but if your mental is not where it needs to be, then those physical gifts won't really matter as much, right? They do, but they don't. At the same time, if you're someone like me and you come from poverty and you had to climb out, speaking of, I have a book called Poverty to a Penthouse. You can get it on Amazon and Kindle. It's available for you. It's a good blueprint. It's a good read, and it's good for people who say, you know what? I'm starting at the bottom. I want to figure out how to get out of and go my way up, okay? Or walk my way up or climb my way up or fly or sail my way up, all right? I believe your thoughts are power. I'll tell you a quick story. When I told a few people that were close to me and a few other people that, you know what? I'm done with corporate America. I'm leaving the gig, and I'm going to go out on my own and start my own business. A lot of people were like, I don't know if you should do that. A couple people said that to me. And for 1 second, one little tiny second, I said, dang, maybe I shouldn't. Now, if I wasn't as strong as determined and as admittedly so, I'm going to admit this, a little on the overconfident side sometimes. But if I wasn't confident as I was that day, I would have let that thought I had for a quick second influence my actions, and I wouldn't be sitting right here today in front of you. So your thoughts are power. I even talk about this in my book. The things you think influence what you say, and it influences how you behave. What you need to do is you need to think you're bigger than what you are. Especially if you're a business owner, especially if you're in a sales role, especially if you're marginalized. You always need to think and believe you are bigger than what you are. When people ask me, they say, you know what, Coach Brandon, who do you think you are? And I say, you know what? I'm going to be the Black Walt Disney. And people look at me and they go, this guy is crazy. Walt Disney. I'm like, yeah. You know why? Maybe I'll never be that. But you know what? I always believed I'll be bigger than what I am and bigger than what I was. When I was a little boy growing up in the hood, living in a little shoebox, me and my mom rocking it out. She was a single mother. She was doing what she had to do. When her and I were in there rocking out, and not to give too much, but we went through some things, right? The neighborhood we lived in, the things we had to see, it wasn't the best. I always thought I was bigger than what I was, and I eventually became that. When I went to high school and I heard my guidance counselor tell me, you'd never go to a good school, right? You're not smart enough. I'm looking at your grades. I'm just looking at you, and I think you should work with your hands, right? I ended up going to Rutgers University. So that was good, right? That aged well. Even in my career, when I started off, I was making minimum wage. I wasn't working in the field I am in now. I'm in cybersecurity. I was working minimum wage. But when I worked that minimum wage job, I worked that job like I was making triple. I worked that job like I was making $500K a year. And I never sat and said, you know what, this is who I'm going to be for the rest of my days. I always thought I was bigger than what I was. And it ended up with me going higher and higher and reaching for more and more. So I say that because it's very important that you get through those bad thoughts. When people tell you something, you have to realize sometimes it's not personal. Sometimes it's projecting. So when I tell people I'm going to be the Black Walt Disney, or when I told some people that were close to me that, you know what, I'm thinking of getting out of corporate America and going out on my own, and they say, and some of the advice was good. I'm not going to say it was bad. Some of it was very good. But sometimes people think that they can't do it, and sometimes they know they can't do it, so they'll project that on you and say you can't do it, when really it's just their own thoughts coming out their mouth. But when it hits your ears, you can't let that thought live in your head, because your thoughts are power. I truly believe that whatever you think and whatever you say is going to influence how you behave, and it's going to influence how you think about yourself. One thing I always do in the morning is I meditate. I don't say anything. I meditate because I know that my day starts where my mind starts. The day starts where the brain starts. Right? And if you think good thoughts, again, everything is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be the most perfect day. You're never going to have the perfect. You could strive for the perfect life, but us as human beings, it's never going to be perfect. But you have to think that you're going to have everything you desire and everything that you dream before you actually go and make those dreams come to fruition. If you have a small business, you have to think like a big business. If you have a large business, you have to think larger, right? You have to think of new ways to change the world. If you're working in corporate America and you're underpaid, let's be honest, a lot of us have recognized that we're underpaid. Companies are probably getting a whole lot more work out of us than they pay us for. You have to think you're bigger, you're better, and you're greater than you really are at that moment, because the greatness is inside of you. Right? The potential is there. You just have to unlock it, and it starts with unlocking it here. Now, there are certain things that I've done to do this. I've said it in many of my videos. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't always have the answers. It was a lot of trial and error for me. I had to figure it out, but it started up here. And I can tell you some of the things that I've done to help me get through those things, whether it was a roadblock, I was under pressure in a certain quarter, and I was probably behind on my numbers, and my company was like, look, bro, if you don't get this together, we might have to part ways with you. That's a tough conversation. Or there may have been times where I wasn't making that much money and I needed to move out of a certain neighborhood, or I needed to figure it out. There was things that I used to think that helped me bring these things into fruition that actually turned them into real life. I want to talk to you about it. If you're watching this, I appreciate you, right? I want you to like this video. I want you to comment. I want you to share this. I want you to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot of this for the foreseeable future. I'm in it for the long haul, and I want to give my story to you, and I want to make it your story. All right. Like the video, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do. Email me, bw.sailingsales@gmail.com. Let's chat it up. Let's have a good time. Speaking of that, I want you to know that indeed it is my time. And because it's my time, I know it's your time. And that makes it our time. And we have to make this count. I want to make every moment count, every second, every minute, every hour, every day. Until next time. Peace.
Look, I am the voice. On top of the world, straight to the money, no other choice. If I were the world like Nas and Lauren, I would take back all the golden oil. I would take back all the beautiful blacks and bring them back on their home soil. I live life like a vacation, took my bae on a vacation. I used to slave, now I'm the boss. I got myself off the plantation.